Good afternoon, everyone. This here is Apostle Andre L. Gambrell with the NLC3 Ministry New Life Community Christian Center, where we believe in building a community through biblical principle that is centered around God. So today is our Motivational Monday. So therefore, I would like to share with you in the book of Ephesians, 6th chapter, 18th verse. The book of Ephesians, 6th chapter. It's a very familiar verse, talking about obeying the parents, talking about putting on the whole armor of God. And then we get down to the 18th verse where it begins to read as such. And here's what it says here. It says, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. So the key word that we're working on here is perseverance. Now, when you think of perseverance, you think of to preserve, and I like the way in the Common English Language Bible, it pretty much lays it out and saying to stay alert. In other words, hang in there. So, my topic going to be on today is about hanging in there. We understand that life, sometimes don't always deal you the best hand, as possible. Now, I don't know if anybody out there who ever played spades before. Spades is a card game where, you look at the spades, and the spades, is supposed to be able to trump anything. So in other words, if somebody play a diamond, if you don't have a diamond and you put a spade down there, then you end up winning that book, unless someone else who do not have a diamond turn around and play a higher spade, and then they end up winning, that book. So, but oftentimes, sometimes you are dealt a hand that you wish you could just throw in. Come on, I'm talking to somebody. Sometimes you are dealt a hand that you wish you could throw. There's many times when I was playing the game of spades, and then I would get the book and I would look at it, and they would ask you, well, how many books can you get? And I'm looking at my hand, and I literally cannot buy a book because I have absolutely no power cards in my hand. But what happens is, what I do is I turn around and then I still play my hand. In other words, I'm hanging in there. Watch this now. And then as the game is going, and before you know it, because you never know how someone else is going to play their hand. And then before you know it, someone end up playing something, and then you end up, what you thought you could not win, end up with a book, win the book. You set them, now they can't make their numbers, so now you end up winning. So now, had I not hung in there, then I would not have the opportunity to see how the hand will play out. Wow. Now, there's many times in life where you'll find yourself dealing with the demands of life and dealing with the demands of emergencies and accidents and sometimes death in the family. And oftentimes we feel so lost about, what is going on. And God's letting us know that, look, he said he would never leave you nor forsake you. In other words, he said that I will never put more on you than you can bear. So in other words, just hang on in there. I tell people all the time, when you find yourself, at the end of your rope, just tie a knot and hang on. So in other words, do not let go. Now, there's this one picture that I used to always see. And this picture is a frog that had a grasshopper. I think it was an insect or whatever. So the frog was getting ready to take the grasshopper to consume the grasshopper. And then what happened is the grasshopper in the picture grabbed the neck of the frog to close its throat up. In other words, so even if the frog put the insect into the mouth, then the frog would not be able to consume it, for the simple fact is because the throat was closed. And then in the caption, it says, hang in there. So in other words, that when you think the shadow of death that comes, and David understood that. He said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, he said, I will fear no evil. Why? Because thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, thou comfort me. I said it before, and I'll say it again. The reason why David hung in there, because David didn't look at the shadow. He was too busy looking at the light. because a shadow cannot be produced without the light. So I'm encouraging you all to hang in there, no matter what it is that you may be going through, no matter what it is that you may be suffering with, no matter what it is, in spite of it all, hang in there. No matter what it looks like, hang in there. No matter what it feels like, you hang in there. No matter what the doctor's reports say, you hang in there. No matter what your current situation looks like, you hang in there. The perseverance, the prayer and supplication and preserving, you hang in there. You do not let go because others have let go. Catch this now. You do not let go of him because others have let go of you. You hold on to God's unchanging hand, and God will see you through. Because why? Because your steps have already been ordered by him. So my encouraging word for you all today is to hang in there, and don't you dare give up, and don't you dare let go, because God is with you. He said he will never leave you nor forsake you. So you make sure you encourage someone, and you never know what someone may be going through. Give them a hug. Oh, well, even with the COVID center, give them a pound and just tell them, hang in there. Those words may be the very words that they need in order to move forward. So I encourage you all to hang in there. God got your back. Stay encouraged. God bless you, and we will see you again.